friends, Megan Elizabeth from BuyMeganElizabeth.com, founder and creator of She Makes Club, and today we're going to do a scrapbook layout. I'm going to use that leftover paper from the paper saver video that we did last week, and I'm going to use some of my Picture My Life cards, which are really great pocket scrapbooking cards that Close to My Heart offers with the Colette collection. And this page, as we've been talking about hopes and plans and dreams and different things, I am doing my hands, but it's not really about my hands. This video is going to be a hidden journaling video, so we're going to talk about that. But I want to give you a few other tips with scrapbooking and doing things in a way that's meaningful and matters and can tell a story in big ways. So these are 4x6 photos, but you can see they're all really big and it takes up a lot of the page. And I don't really want that to happen. So instead of having to measure everything out, what I'm going to do is take the picture that I need to have the most in. So this picture, I want to make sure Nate's hand's seen fully and my hand is seen fully. So then what I'm going to do is just use that card or that picture as a template to then cut down the rest of my photos. Instead of having to sit and take time to measure and then try to make sure it's straight, it's really easy just to stack them all together once you know which can go where, and it's just such a great easy way. Jewelry is such a meaningful piece to me to tell my story, and I want to do some hidden journaling, like I said. So what I'm doing is I'm grabbing this additional strip of the exact same color cardstock. You can do hidden journaling in pretty much anything, but I'm just going to fold over, bone fold it, make it a nice tight crease, and go right at the top of the page. And now I have this nice flap that I'm able to journal underneath or on both sides. And I'm going to kind of tie it together just using an additional zip strip. The zip strip is basically the Close to My Heart paper label of what the paper colors are and what packet's from and whatever, but one side's always very decorative. So I'm going to have to trim just a little bit further, and that's okay. I just want to make sure that things fit on this left side of the page. And I really love how pocket journaling cards can work so well to be able to really highlight and tell different pieces of your story without having to do a whole lot of additional work. So this one says, let me tell you a story. And what I'm doing is lining up all these different pictures of the different rings that Nate has bought me through the years, including my wedding ring. And they all represent a variety of different either commitments or times or memories. Jewelry is a really big thing to me. I love wearing beautiful rings and bracelets, especially that I can look, and they serve as like a reminder of different either promises or different, like the wedding rings stand for our commitment to our marriage, or they stand for goals being achieved, or there's all kinds of different things. So right now I'm really playing with, okay, how exactly is this going to work? How am I going to make this all come together? And what I'm doing is I am using that square, and I'm gluing it just to the flap that the journal paper is on. So it's not completely glued down straight. You want to make sure that when you're doing that, you don't overlap too much so that your journaling pages can still lift up and you can tell the story. This is one of my most favorite ways to be able to tell a story, is to have that hidden journaling. And you can see I overlapped. So I'm just grabbing another piece of cardstock, brushing away some of that adhesive, and I just want to make sure that whole flap is able to lift up so that you can really see the story. So there's so many different ways to make these flaps that they blend and hide and play together. You just want to make sure your adhesive allows for that. So you can see the adhesive is only on the right side of this photo, and that's still going to allow that whole flap to come up, but it's very hidden. And that's kind of the whole point with some of these things, is that I want to be able to really journal. Journaling is such an amazing way to process life, to tell your stories, to make sense of things that happen, to laugh about memories. And scrapbooking is just one of those many pieces to do this kind of journaling and creativity. And so to be able to have it that my pictures are front and center, I have the beautiful stickers or embellishments and ephemera and quotes or Cricut cuts or whatever it would be, but then I don't have to have my journaling or my story or all of my deeper, most private thoughts necessarily out in the family scrapbook album. So I'm such a huge advocate for you yourself to be able to tell your story, to scrapbook your life, to process, to heal. That's one of the biggest things that I do with my therapeutic arts counseling certification is helping people understand and process through the life that they live and enjoy the moments along the way, and really make this something that matters. And you can see, even as I'm doing this page, I've made a lot of mistakes along the way. Like, I'm undoing things. I put these stickers up here, and then I was like, no, I don't like them all the way up here. I'm going to peel them off. I'm going to move them down. I'm going to make sure these things all come together in a way that really, um, matters to me or makes sense to me, or just looks, aesthetically pleasing also. And I just want to make sure that that flap is still able to fully come up and be movable as I go along. So I'm moving this flower because having the life on top of that, it's not a flower, on top of the leaves, it was too busy, so it wasn't working. So I'm just going to move it. We're going to have it come out of the top instead. And then I'm just going to reposition. I was always like, who has time to use tweezers? And I realized one day, like, hey, tweezers actually make all the difference in the world when you are actually working with stickers. They actually really help you have more control and line things up, and it's a beautiful thing. So now I'm just going to, you can cut stickers too, by the way. I want you to have freedom to be able to cut those stickers up. So it's able to go off the page, it's still able to come in, and then you can even use the part that you cut off, just have it stick out from underneath something or whatever it would be, and it still makes total and complete sense. So, and then you can use the different elements and pieces even in the in between. So I grabbed the little negative space of life and just used it at the top, and it looks absolutely beautiful. So there's different ways to even use the scraps as well. Then I'm going to tuck a couple other leaves in and underneath where we did that flap, and then I can still lift up that whole basically right side even under the pictures and tell the story and make that all make sense and come together in a really meaningful and beautiful way, which I love. And then I'm going to grab a couple of these die cuts that are also part of this collection. I absolutely love the butterflies so much. So to be able to pull a couple of those out and even a few of the hearts, you could use dimensional adhesive for this. I don't like my scrapbooks to get too thick, so it's very rare that I'll use dimensional adhesive in my scrapbooking, but just some ATG, a little dot here and there is pretty good to be able to get what you need. And I did remove that zip strip, as you can tell, because I really wanted to just let the photos overlap, and then it went together pretty easily that way. I'm finishing it up with a few different embellishments and other pieces just to kind of finish off the corners. And that's how we're going to tell the story today. So I just want you to have that freedom to really put these pieces together. This page really does represent the life Nate and I are living and building together. And I did include the best things in life aren't things. Even though it is my rings, they represent so much more. And that's what that underside story is really going to tell. Thanks so much for watching today. I really hope you'll come join us inside She Makes Club, where we do love to tell our stories and make life that matters together with scrapbooking and Cricut and all the fun things. Please like, subscribe, share. It means so much to me, and I hope to see you again soon at bymeganelizabeth.com, here on YouTube or Facebook. Enjoy the moments, friends. Bye-bye.